Hello, soulmates. Welcome to the Honest Fashion Academy. My name is Justice. So in this video, we're going to be learning how to make a 6-piece skirt from our basic skirt pattern. Please, if you do not know how to get a basic skirt pattern, we have the link in the description box. So here we have our basic skirt pattern. This is the front part of the skirt, and the other way around, the back part of the skirt. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to divide the front part into three. Because we're making a 6-piece skirt, we're going to be dividing the waist part into three. Here we have 8, which is 32, and we're going to be dividing 8 into 3. So whatever you have, one of the answers divided into 3, right? Or just whatever you have, mark it from the center front. So 8 divided into 3, what is your answer? Mark from the CF to wherever it stops and rule a straight line down to the end of the skirt, just like you see in the video. I hope this is gotten. Divide your waist into 3. Mark the answer from the CF down to the end of the skirt. Okay, remember we're working with our basic skirt pattern, so I believe we all know how to draft a basic skirt pattern. If you do not know, we have the video in the description box. Okay, so here is the back part. We're going to be using the line of our dart. If you want the back to be smaller, you can shift it in by one leg of the dart, which is about half an inch. But here we're going to be using the line of the dart and rule a straight line down to the end of the skirt length. It's as simple as that. Rule a straight line. If you do not want to rule a straight line, you can take the measurement a little bit towards the CB, but here we're making use of the dart leg. Okay, so once you've gotten this line, this is our hip line and this is our knee line. Now this knee line is not the actual knee. We came up by 3 inches from the actual knee. Okay, the actual knee is 3 inches below. We came up by 3 inches from the actual knee. This is to give it a very nice fitting. Okay, so when taking your measurements, put this into consideration. It helps to give it a very nice fitting. All right, so we want to contour the knee area. Now for you to get your actual knee measurement, you need to take the circumference of the knee from the person in a walking position. Then we're going to be minusing the knee circumference from the hip circumference. The hip is 42 and the knee is 36. So we're minusing 36 from 42, and that is going to give us 6 inches. Now we're going to be dividing 6 inches into 2 because the pattern is divided into 2, and that will give us 3. So there are different approaches to this. Okay, what I just did was count the different places that you're going to be putting down your divisions to contour your knee. We have 5 places on this pattern. Because the pattern is on fold, when you multiply it into 2, you have 10, and that means you're going to be dividing 6 into 10 places. I hope this is gotten. You're dividing 6 into 10 places. But if not, you're going to be dividing the 6 into 2, which is 3, and then 5 remains instead of 10. So you're dividing 3 into 5 places. I hope this is clear. So whichever way you choose, they will give you the same answer. Now what you're going to do is to divide this answer into the 5 places that you're going to contour your knee. I hope this is gotten. You can rewind the video again to watch it until you understand it. So we're dividing this at the different places, the CB, the line of the dart, the CB side, and the front side. We're not going to be touching the CF line. Okay, so you can decide to make them equal, or you can decide to allow some parts to be bigger than the others. For me, I like the center back and the darts of the center back to be bigger than the others, so that it will help to tighten the back more. All right, so now after you've tightened this using the answer you got, we're going to be connecting them 1 inch below the hip line or ½ inch below the hip line, and we're connecting it to that point. You can see the only places that you're going to be contouring, the CF and the line towards the CF is not affected, to avoid bulge. I hope you understand. So this is just what we need for a 6-piece skirt. Is as simple, as simple, as simple as that. So at this point, we're not going to be touching anything, we're not going to be minusing anything, but when we are adding our flare, we're going to be adding to this point, except the center front, which is going to be on fold. We are adding to every other part except the center front, which is going to be on fold. Okay, so at this point you can take your knee measurement again to be sure that you have exactly what you measured. This measurement is taken in a walking position, on a walking motion or something of that nature, to make sure that the person will be free while walking, or you can decide to minus whatever you feel like. It's okay. So here our measurement is complete, so we are not running on a shortage, and it's going to be well fitting. Okay, by the time you minus all of this, the knee is going to be well contoured. Now do not forget to label your different pieces of the pattern so that you don't get confused when you are about to cut on the fabrics. You know which part belongs to the front and which part belongs to the back. So endeavor to label your pattern carefully. Okay, I hope this is making sense to someone. Look at the video again, watch it again, listen to the voice notes, and then you'll be able to draft yours. And for you to do this, remember that you need a good understanding of your basic skirt pattern. If you do not understand your basic skirt pattern, it will not be that easy for you to do this. So here we're cutting our pattern, putting them into pieces so that we can attach the flares that will form the flare below. Okay, so after cutting like this is why I like to use pattern. You can decide to know the amount of flare you want. So these are all the patterns that we need, the 4 pieces. So at this point, this is where we're going to be attaching our flares, except the center front. Anyway, you're going to see it while we're cutting on the fabric. Remember what I said about contouring the knee. Okay, share your answer into 5 places, into the places you're going to be contouring. Share them carefully, either some parts being bigger or some parts being smaller. Just endeavor to share them, but make sure that you can still work using your measurements. Okay, please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. So this is what we did. Okay, just to save paper, this is what we need. And if you understand it very well, will not be difficult for you to understand. So you're to determine the amount of flare that you want. You can add 4 inches, 5 inches, 6, as much as you want, depending on how flared you want the pieces skirt to be. Okay, you can see the lines that I've ruled and adding my sewing allowance too. So I'm going to be cutting a triangular form at the lower part and then continue with my allowance at the upper part. I hope this is making sense to someone. I hope this is making sense to someone. So if this is making sense to you, please leave a comment in the comment section. If you have any question, you can ask. I might have to do another video to clarify this more from the basic skirt to the finished part. But for now, we can also understand what is going on here. Okay, so you can see that I'm cutting on a triangular form after cutting on my sewing allowance at the upper part. You can see that. So if you don't have too much paper to waste and you know what you're doing, you can actually just do this as fast as possible rather than creating or wasting your papers. Okay, don't get it twisted. There are so many ways to cut six pieces skirts. This is us using a pattern to cut our 6 pieces skirt, and I must tell you that I prefer to use this pattern than to do it on a freehand. That does not mean that freehand does not come out beautiful. This is just what I like to do. So if this is also what you would like to do, kindly give it a practice. Practice it until you get it. So I'm going to be cutting this way on all the pieces. You can see I finished cutting. This is the side of the front. It is into two, right, for the two sides of the front, while the CF is on fold. Then every other part will be on fold but cut open. I hope this is clear. So if this made sense to you, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, share it, give it a thumbs up. Will gladly come your way some other time very soon for more information.